Hello, my name's Amy Holmwood, and welcome back to the WomEnergy series. Today we're going to be talking with Dr. Shaun McKee about our probiotic, and this is in the new area of nutrigenomics and biohacking as part of the brain-gut connection. We're going to be teaching you a little bit about a very unique probiotic. So Dr. Shaun McKee, take it away.
Hi, Amy. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be talking about the Probio today because it's one of the favorite products in the line for me. The company that makes it, LifeVantage, has some flagship products that are in nutrigenomics and are absolutely changing lives. And this product is absolutely no different. I've actually taken probiotics for about 7 years because, I've learned gradually over the years about the importance of our gut microbiome. It's responsible really for everything from our mood to whether or not we store or burn fat, and whether or not our brain works at its best. The gut microbiome is literally a four pound organ. Kind of not, it's not literally an organ, but you can think of it as a 4-pound organ because that's how much it is impacting our lives. Our cells in our body, we're actually 99% microbial DNA. It's hard to fathom. We're only 1% human because between the fungi, the viruses, and the bacteria that live and colonize in our gut, that's how many trillions of them there are. They're 99% of the DNA that's in us and within us. They make things like glutathione, which is the master antioxidant, the most important antioxidant many of us have never heard of. They make neurotransmitters. They determine whether or not, just generally how well we feel in our moods. So what's different about this is how much it affects people, how people really actually know it's working. And I love that, this probiotic only has 6 billion colony-forming units. And you think, well, I take 150 billion colony-forming units, so mine's better. No, because when you take 150 billion colony-forming units in a capsule or in a liquid or in a powder, those microbes are exposed to the air, which kills some of them, a lot of them, many of them, most of them. And then by the time they hit the stomach acid, 94 to 96% of those microbes are actually destroyed in the stomach acid. And so only 4 to 6% actually make it where they're needed. What is so different about the Probio from LifeVantage is that it is actually encapsulated, vacuum sealed, vacuum packed and sealed into a capsule that's patented. It's called the BioTrack delivery system. And we're only one of a very few in the world that actually have this and utilize this delivery mechanism. And it was chosen because, one, it protects the microbes from the air. Okay, so they're vacuum sealed and living organisms, but also it's double walled and protected from the stomach acid. So fully 60, almost up to 70% of these microbes make it intact, alive, into the far end of the colon and rectum. Okay, so that's actually clinically proven. There are published studies on this. I think they spent $300 million developing this system. And it is absolutely amazing. It works, in my experience and in many people's experience that I've shared it with. It's a noticeable difference in terms of bloating, in terms of regularity, equality of the, if you look at, there's a Bristol stool chart. Actually, it's kind of funny. They actually have little pictures of different types of stool, and there's, the certain ones, 3 and 4 are the most healthy. And people know this works.
For sure. So Shaun, how do you see this, the importance of taking a probiotic with our other NRF2 and NRF1 activating supplements?
I look at it as a synergistic part of the whole. Okay, so we've talked in the past about NRF2, how it decreases cellular stress, and NRF1, how it increases cellular energy. Okay, so that's everything a cell needs to do its work, right? But there's a third component, kind of like the 3 legs of a stool, and that is the gut health. As I mentioned in the beginning, how important it is for our mental well-being and our body composition and our immune status. Great, I think 85% of our immune system is actually in the gut. And on that note, this probiotic, as if it wasn't special enough with this BioTrack technology, getting 60 to 70% of the microbes where they're needed, and it does that in a timed release fashion so that the microbes that are better suited to the small intestine are released first. They're in the outer layer of the multi-layered capsule, and the ones better suited to the colon and further down are released last. So that's a wonderful kind of hack that this technology has. But also, This probiotic has included in it WellMune, which also has millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of its development and multiple studies on it. It's patented. And WellMune is a specific type of beta-glucan that has been shown in clinical studies to actually decrease the incidence, severity, and duration of colds and flu. It's also a prebiotic. And many physicians are actually prescribing WellMune on its own. And I think that probably costs $20, $30, $40 on its own. And it's in this beautiful probiotic that everyone should be taking anyway. And the whole combined beautiful package Probio is only $40 a month. So I think it's a wonderful price point too.
Absolutely. And just finally, there's been a lot of talk about Alzheimer's and neurodegenerative diseases. And I know, I grew up in sort of a holistic home, and my mother was using probiotics probably 50 years ago, really. And so, it's becoming somewhat of a movement now. And I know that this is going to be an integral part of the success of our social commerce businesses. But, looking at neurodegeneration and like age-related diseases, what do you see? Because a lot of people just haven't bought into the probiotic concept yet. What would you say to people about that part of it? Because I think that is a huge concern of all of ours as we're living longer.
Absolutely. It's so critical, and it's totally underutilized. I think it is finally becoming more mainstream, and I think it's sad that it literally takes over 50 years for it to reach where it's more widely accepted. But it's so important that, as I mentioned earlier, it depends whether you store or burn fat. Okay, if you take the microbiome from the stool of a healthy, thin person, and you transplant that stool, it's a crazy concept, but it's actually being done clinically, if you take it from a skinny person and put it into a fat person or an obese person, the obese person will lose weight. And if you did the opposite, the thin person would gain weight. And the same thing with people with neural issues, autism spectrum disorders, attention deficit. These fecal transplants are actually having that big of an impact that one single procedure can change their behavior dramatically, almost 180 degrees.
That's amazing. And I know you being a neuroradiologist, you're probably seeing some of these advancements, which were part of this whole nutrigenomics revolution. And I'm just so honored to be able to talk with you today about this. So I really want to thank you. And we're going to be looking forward to more from Dr. McKee and her colleagues and other people in LifeVantage to tell us more about the amazing products that we have at LifeVantage. So thank you so much, Shaun. I really appreciate your time today.
I enjoyed it. Thank you, Amy.
Okay. Have a great day.